EWTNnews.com. Take Two with Jerry and Debbie starts now.
Monday to you, and welcome to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I'm Debbie Georgianni with Jerry Usher, and as we've always said for 5+ years, and you are the key person. You are the teachers here. We introduce a topic, you take it away, you take it to great heights, and we just grow the family. You don't have to be Catholic to call in, so when we open up the phone lines in just about 30 seconds, we want you to weigh in on this topic, Jerry, and I'm excited about starting off a Monday with kind of a, I like reflecting on people that we really trust, those friends that we lean on. I think it's a cool way to start off the week, Jerry. What do you think?
I do too. So we are asking you today on the program, who is that special someone you are leaning upon really right now? Everyone is going through some tough times of one form or another. And so who is it that you are able to turn to, who has said to you, maybe not even in words, but just in their actions, they have shown you that they're a true friend. And if you're going through whatever it happens to be, they're just non-judgmental, all, totally unconditional love for you. Who would that person be? 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986.
Makes me think of that song, Lean on Me.
Oh, I've been singing that all weekend in my head.
I'm getting like you now because you were a disc jockey and you always say that everything you always think of, you always equate things to a song. Now I'm starting to do it. You see, you rubbed off on me. This is not good. And then you can't get these tunes out of your head all, like you said, weekend, all day long. But, we titled the show Bicycle Built for Two. We actually, in our home in New Jersey growing up, we actually had a bicycle built for two. It was really cool. I don't know if anybody's ever had one, but it's so cool. And it's very true. When you have that special person riding along with you, there's just a beautiful thing that happens. There's a trust that's developed. You just know that you can depend on that person. That person is kind of, carrying your life, so to speak, and you're carrying theirs. It's a beautiful thing. So who is that special person you're leaning on right now? Now, let's just state it. We're all leaning on God, right? And the angels and saints. We know that. We're all leaning on that. But what person are you journeying with that you really feel close to? And, because actually, Jerry, during this time of COVID-19, the pandemic, there's a lot of relationships that have split up. There's a lot of marriages that are in trouble because people have too much time together and are starting to get on each other's nerves. But what about, those people that we really are grateful for and that are really getting us through these kind of crazy times we're talking about? Well, phone lines are open. Now you get to fill them up. Ready, set, go. 833-288-3986.
This could be any one of countless people that is helping you out, you were able to lean on. Maybe you're not going through anything tough right now, but there was a time that you had to lean on somebody else for support and really just to get by. It could be your husband, your wife, son or a daughter, brother or a sister, a neighbor, a coworker, your gym workout partner, somebody unexpected, Debbie. Oftentimes people will bring, God will bring unexpected blessings into our lives in the form of people that we can lean on during difficult times. So let us hear from you. You really inspire all of us when you call 833-288-3986.
And I want to say that tomorrow we're going to be talking about domestic violence in all forms, and that actually is a result of the pandemic, that it has been heightened. But, in my case, the person that I'm leaning on is obviously Marty. We actually have grown closer. I don't know how that's even possible, but we have through this pandemic. It's just pretty interesting how you get really close to someone when you're going through a difficult time, like we all are in this world. And so, yeah, he's definitely the person that I've been leaning on most, and I appreciate that so very much. But Jerry, if I may, real quickly, may I just do this real quickly? Because our Take Two family, we're prayer warriors. We just care about one another. And I want to just read this real quickly. This was a Facebook post that was written on his page, Father Doug Brown. Father Doug Brown is the is the chaplain for Cleveland's The Rock radio station. So if you're listening in Cleveland, which I know you are because you love Take Two, I want you to just hear this, because he never wants to draw attention to himself. So I'm going to do it for him because he's such a fine priest and we need to pray for him. He said his eyesight was troubling him all summer long and it's gotten bad over the past week. And he said he went to the eye doctor and he was immediately sent to a retina specialist. So he has a detached retina in his left eye, and he'll require outpatient surgery. And it's the more difficult part of it is the recovery. He has to keep his head stationary at a 90-degree angle for at least 7 days, if not longer. He is an amazing priest, and he's a big supporter of Catholic radio. He happens to love Take Two. He prays for everybody. He's wonderful. Please, folks, I am asking you, please remember Father Doug Brown in prayer, that he can get through this outpatient surgery. His eye can be fully healed, and he stays still for 7+ days, so he has a full recovery. Did I say that right? It's a retina, right? Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure. But anyway, he's a wonderful priest. Have you ever met Father Doug Brown?
I have not yet, no.
Oh, you just can't help but
I feel like I know him the way you talk about him.
Yeah, isn't he wonderful? Yeah, so I just wanted to have our listeners remember that. And then our dear friend Angela in Lafayette, Louisiana, just emailed in and texted in, and she said that there was an officer-involved shooting near her home on Friday night. And she said, please pray for the town, Lafayette, Louisiana. She says, we are peacefully protesting, and folks we never saw before came in and set fires. It was ugly and sad, she said. And then we wanted to mention this is hitting right home on our show team, Jerry.
Well, our producer, Michael Birchfield, he lost his aunt over the weekend. Her name was Laura, and so please keep Laura in your prayers, and Michael and all of their entire family. See, these are exactly the moments we're talking about, friends. We all need people to lean on. Hopefully, I presume Michael has his staff, his fellow team members at EWTN, and Father Brown, hopefully has brother priest to lean on. But what about you? What about you? Are you going through the fire right now, a trial of some sort, and you have found God has placed in your life, or maybe you just identified someone already in your life who is that real support, that rock of support and strength for you when you can't be strong sometimes? We all go through times like this. 833 288-3986, 833-288-3986. Not only when you share this, you're not only giving encouragement to others, but you're actually giving a shout out and a huge global thank you to whoever that person is who is there for you through thick and thin, no matter what goes on. So we want to hear from you about who that special someone, or maybe it's more than one person in your life. 833-288-3986 is the phone number to call. We are filling the lines up right now. We have some that are available if you'd like to get into the conversation. 833-288-3986.
On the next Catholic Connection with Teresa Tomeo.
We do our very best at Catholic Connection to keep you connected to the Church with interviews on issues that matter, issues that impact our everyday lives as Catholics in the world, but not of the world. Whether it's featuring the latest from the front lines of the pro-life movement or the culture war that continues to rage around us, we will give you the tools to help you stay faithful as well as make a difference.
Catholic Connection, weekday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio.
Here is today's quote from Mother Angelica's perpetual calendar. No matter what you think, you'll find somebody that thinks the opposite. And sometimes our opinions mean so much to us that we fight for them, fight tooth and nail. The bad part of it is that you may be wrong in what you're fighting for. Mother's spiral-bound perpetual calendar is available from the EWTN Religious Catalog at EWTNRC.com. That's EWTNRC.com.
Hey, Take Two family, it's here, and we can't wait for you to see what we've created to help you reach your highest potential in life. It's StandTallToday.com, our brand new website loaded with just the things you're looking for. Those include our team of life coaches, resources picked out just for you, our webinars, book club, and more. Whether you're struggling to find your purpose or feel like you have it pretty much figured out, let us help you today at StandTallToday.com. That's StandTallToday.com.
So who do you lean on? That's what we want to know here on Take Two. Please call in if you feel prompted by the Spirit to share that special someone with the world. You know, this is a great way to honor that special person that you have been relying on, that you've been depending on to get through this. And it's wonderful. You could keep this broadcast and always save it. You can even wrap it up with a nice bow and ribbon and send it to them and say, here, this was my little gift to you saying thank you. It's a great way to show gratitude. So we want to hear from you at 833-288-3986. And Jerry, we're already hearing from Cleveland's The Rock's listeners, and they said thank you so much for mentioning Father Brown. Absolutely. We just absolutely love him, and we hope that his detached retina in his eye is fully healed, and because he's got a lot of work to do. You know, we need to keep our really fine priests, going strong through prayer and, through support.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I want to mention, too, before we do go any further here, that EWTN Religious Catalog TV can be seen numerous times throughout the week. One is Monday morning at 9:30, Wednesday night at 5. These are all Eastern times. Friday morning at 10:30, and Saturday afternoons at 1 o'clock on EWTN television. You'll see a unique selection of holy reminders, from books to paintings, rosary, statues, everything in between. Your purchase directly supports the important work and mission of EWTN. So be watching for EWTN Religious Catalog on television.
Speaking of things that you can purchase, did you know that our book, Trustful Surrender, is coming out in a couple weeks?
Yes.
Hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag. I'm so excited.
It's going to take the world by storm.
It's so cool, though, because it was really requested by the Take Two family. It was actually produced by, they did all the work from the Take Two family. I mean, it's amazing how our Take Two family really is, wanting to help in various ways. And that's a beautiful thing. So that's what we're talking about today. Who's helping you right now? Who are you leaning on? Call in. Ryan Penny is waiting to get your call. Now, come on. If you feel that little nudge in your spirit, that means it's your chance. You do not have to be Catholic to call. You're part of the family if you're listening. Okay, 833-288-3986. And just to let you know, we have a lot of agnostics and atheists that actually listen to the show and tell us that they actually find it very wholesome. I think that's a big compliment.
Well, maybe you're a little bit like me. I will seek out help. I will lean on people, but it takes me a while. I've got to be pretty needy at the time. And that's just because, Debbie, I think that throughout the course of my life, people that, maybe I've depended on or should have been there to help me didn't, or, didn't help me in the right, healthy way or whatever. So I think sometimes we can kind of get into a situation and we go, people are like, you want some help? No, don't give me any help. So, I think I'm a little stubborn on that. But God has brought me to places, as you know, where I have really, really needed some help. And I'll tell you, you've been there, Debbie, you and Marty. I've talked about my dear house friend, Harvey, who, put me up in his home when I was going through my first bout of depression, really, and didn't know what in the world was going on with me, but he was just right there all the time. And so it's important that we have these people in our lives, isn't it?
It is. We're meant for community. We're meant to support one another. We're the mystical body of Christ. I mean, you look at, just so many examples in the Bible. We get a lot out of our lives, and we enrich our spiritual lives when we journey together. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and it's important to recognize that. Sometimes we take that for granted. How about this? Do you have that person in your life that you're leaning on right now and you really never said thank you? You just kind of expected them to be there? Maybe this is a great time to show that real deep gratitude for their existence, that they're there for you. Call in right now. This is your show. You have a global platform to share with the world about this special someone in your life. Maybe, just maybe, you don't have, really anyone you can lean on right now. Call in as well. Let's talk about that, because there's ways we can support one another spiritually through prayer and through our guardian angels. So call in as well. Don't just sit this out. We need your help. 833-288-3986. And Kathy, thank you so much. That was so sweet. Kathy just sent in a text. She goes, I appreciate you, Debbie. Well, I appreciate you, Kathy. Thank you so much. That was really sweet.
Well, you mentioned even spiritually supporting someone, Debbie. That is very, very important. I'm glad you made that point because, it doesn't have to be someone that we spend physical time with. In fact, right now with social distancing and things like that, it's even more difficult to have that ability to lean on someone by, going out for lunch once in a while or going to Mass together or what have you. So maybe it's somebody from quite a ways away, like Sister Rose Caritas in my situation. She is a Poor Clare cloistered sister in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm looking on my desk right now at a stack of letters she has written to me, and I have been such a poor correspondent, Debbie. I owe her a letter. She's so good at writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I love about it? The first obligation, of course, of the sisters is to follow their prayer regimen, their daily schedule and so forth. So she'll start writing me a letter. She'll put the date up on top, and then she'll write and write a certain portion of it. And then she'll say, well, now it's, May 5th. And, then where she picks up later, now it's, May 17th, because it's just a matter of when they find out. It can take her, a week to put a letter together, but they're such beautiful and wholesome and healthy letters.
Okay, so I have a reel. This is what we do, and Stand Tall. And by the way, you can always visit standtalltoday.com. Get your free consultation for life coaching. But this is what we do. We offer exercises. Okay, Jerry, given that what you just said about sister, and then you need to write back, right? Okay, I've got a little challenge for everyone. Everyone today, either text, call, or write somebody that you appreciate. So text, call, or actually write, wow, an old-fashioned letter to somebody. Okay, that's the challenge today. Jerry, are you up for it?
I am.
Me too. I've got someone I want to thank. And you know what? Look at this. This is so beautiful. This just made me well up in tears. Michael, our producer, just said that his best friend Alex is the person that he can lean on, and he has lived in many different states for almost a decade now. But when Michael was feeling at a low point, he and his wife called and offered to pay for a plane ticket for Michael to come to visit them. I think that is so beautiful when friends not only make the phone call but then say, "Hey, why don't you come out and visit us? Take a little rest from what you're going through." That's beautiful, Michael. Alex, you guys, that sounds like you guys are great friends.
Yeah. All right, we got just a couple of phone lines open. We're going to get to the phones here in moments at 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986. Bill Withers' song, Lean on Me When You're Not Strong. Who do you have in your life that you can lean on? Maybe someone's counting on you right now to help get them through a difficult situation. Please feel free to join us, as Ann has done, listening on The Rock in Cleveland. First-time caller to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. Hi, Ann. Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Ann.
Hey, hello there. I'm delighted to be here with you.
We are too. Go right ahead.
Okay, I wanted to share about a friend who's a lifeline to me. About 5 years ago, I'm living through a lonely marriage. And I went on a retreat, and I wrote a prayer. I said, God, what I really want is someone who is a spiritual friend, someone who I can pray with and who encourages me. And lo and behold, not very long thereafter, I asked a couple folks if they'd like to read a book about gratitude with me and kind of get together. And Mary was the only one who said she wanted to. And we found a bond, and we met every week, and we grew in our trusting one another. And it got to the point where I really feel like I have a true sister in Christ. And she texts me every day. We pray together. We get together every week to pray. And she invites me on retreats, and she really helps me in my walk with God. And she's really at the top of my gratitude list.
And her name is Mary?
Yes.
How appropriate, Anne. Your name is Anne, and her name is Mary. How appropriate. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I love it.
I do too. Yeah. I am blessed. She's very devoted to the Blessed Mother, and she's always, we encourage each other with the rosary. And I don't know how many people are blessed to have a friend like this, but I truly think it's probably one of the best gifts God can give is to have somebody who loves you as you are and prays for you and encourages you to grow in your faith. And I don't know what I'd do if I didn't know I could pick up the phone and call Mary,
Right.
or text her or whatever.
Well, you know, she's a soul sister, if you will. You know, we had a wonderful trainer that always used to say to us, "You only know a person as much as they know God." And what does that mean? That means you really get to the heart and soul of their relationship with God, how they radiate God, right? How they're Christ-like to one another. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I think sometimes we miss that opportunity to really get deeply, intimately, and I'm talking intimately in the form of "into me you see." Okay, intimate meaning "into me you see." Okay, that really getting into the soul, and that sounds like you have that relationship with Mary. The beauty of it, Anne, is I really believe, and I think I'm safe to say this, you and Mary will be eternal friends forever. And I love that, right?
I'm going to tell her that, and it makes me very happy to think that. I like that a lot. She's a great friend here, and I wouldn't want to lose her.
Absolutely not. And I'm sure you're a great friend back to her, Anne. And it's interesting. It's a beautiful thing when God brings kindred spirits into our lives. People with whom we don't know it at the time, but as soon as, like you said, you got to know Mary a little bit more and vice versa, and you just realize you both had this very deep bond with one another. And then you mentioned the gratitude for that as well. And so I thought of a scripture verse. It's somewhat applies here. It's Psalm 133, verse 1, and it says, "How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity." And there are different translations from that. It's from the New International Version. But how good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. We are made to be in communion with one another, and that doesn't mean just marriage and family. That means all of God's people being united in one mind and one heart.
That's a beautiful psalm, Jerry. I'm so glad you shared that with Anne. Anne, real quickly before we let you go, because you're a first-time caller, do you know Father Doug Brown that we're praying for? Because he's from your diocese.
Yes, I do. He was at our parish for a while. As a matter of fact, a friend and I sponsored a goodbye prayer support for him.
Oh.
And I've been to his parish, which is just, his mass is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So reverent. Yeah.
Did you know about his outpatient surgery? I'm just curious if it got around to your diocese.
No, I did not. What's up?
Well, he's got a detached retina in his, I believe, left eye, so he's having outpatient surgery. So we're just praying for him. So maybe you and Mary can join up together and pray for Father Doug Brown as well, because as you know and you love him, we love him as well, and we just want those prayers. That's the beauty of the Take Two family. We get right personal, one-on-one. We really love our Take Two family members. So, Anne, we're just so grateful to you that you're a first-time caller because you're part of the family. And please tell Mary she's part of the family.
I'm going there now, and we're going to pray for Father Doug.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks
Bye
for calling in. That'll open up a line at 833-288-3986, talking about friends, dear people in our lives, especially that we can lean on when things go a little bit rough and get a little stormy in our lives. 833-288-3986. Yep.
We got a question for you, Jerry. It's coming in now twice. They want Take Two family said, could you please repeat the nun's name that you're close to that you need to write back?
Sister, well, her full name, let me see if I can find it here. Her full name is she goes by Sister Rose Caritas, but her full religious name is Sister Rose Caritas of Mary, Mother of the Clergy of the Valiant Prince St. Michael.
Wow. And where is she located?
Fort Wayne, Indiana, on New Haven Avenue, yep.
Okay, well, there you go, Take Two family. You got the answer from Jerry, and that's wonderful. So, okay, I'm doing the little housekeeping while we're doing the show.
Yeah, right. Well, we got a couple social media comments as well. One, Michael says, my neighbor Delia is our rock. She is our neighbor watch captain. Okay, that's a neighborhood watch captain. So, Delia, way to go. You are supporting a lot of people. Anna says, well, my hubby is my rock. He works so hard, and during the storms, he laughs, which actually annoys me at the time, but he has that kind of faith.
Yeah, that's similar to my Marty. Wow, that's awesome. And then Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel says, aside from my husband, I would say my sister Anna is my best friend. I thank God that she is my sister. She understands me so much, and I can't imagine not having her in this world. She is amazing. So Michael and Anna and Rachel, thank you for your comments on EWTN's. Those are all YouTube comments, so find EWTN's YouTube channel there. They're also on EWTN Catholic Radio Facebook page.
Okay, so we're asking you, who do you lean on? Who's that special someone in your life that you just know that you can pick up the phone, or they're right there in your home? Maybe it is your spouse, maybe it's a parent, and you want to say, I lean on them because they are always there for me. I always can get a kind word or encouraging word. I feel uplifted. I feel balanced. They're my sanity. I can get a sanity check with them. We want to hear from you. And up next is Kelly and Carol and Kathy. Hang on. We got more of your takes on this great topic, Bicycle Built for Two. That's what we're titling it today on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. And Kelly, hold on. We'll be right back.
Mother Angelica.
We have to get back into our hearts and minds the value of life. If you don't care about the unborn, I don't think you're going to care about the elderly.
The leading Catholic voices are on EWTN Radio.
And welcome. This is an EWTN bookmark brief. Just had the pleasure of speaking with Anthony DiStefano about his book, The Seed Who Is Afraid to Be Planted. Wonderful children's book. So, Anthony, tell us, why did you decide to write this particular book on this particular topic?
Well, Doug, Christ told several famous parables involving seeds and grains that have to fall to the ground and die in order to bear fruit. Essentially, this book, The Seed Who Was Afraid to Be Planted, is a retelling of those parables from the perspective of the seed. I wrote this book primarily to help children deal with fear and grieving and change. My book uses the story of the tiny, frightened seed to reassure children that rather than fear the changes that take place in life, they should embrace them for what they truly are. So this book really is about the transformative power of God's grace.
The Seed Who Was Afraid to Be Planted, published by Sophia Institute Press, written by Anthony DiStefano. Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us. And this has been a bookmark brief. Thanks for stopping by.
He was a Jesuit, a cardinal, and a doctor of the Church.
Matthew Bunson and the Doctors of the Church.
St. Robert Bellarmine is honored for his immense contributions to theology, including helping to draft 2 important catechisms that defended church teachings during the Protestant revolt. Pope Clement VIII named Bellarmine a cardinal because, as the Pope put it, Bellarmine had not his equal for learning.
For more about the Doctors of the Church, visit doctorsofthechurch.com.
I'm Gloria Purvis.
I'm Monsignor Charles Pope.
And I'm Deacon Harold. The Morning Glory team discusses the Catholic response to the anniversary of the March on Washington.
Tomorrow morning, 7 Eastern. Now back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
What was that? Wasn't there a book one time written, No Man is an Island? We are not meant to make it through this life all by ourselves, all alone, because difficult challenges can present themselves to us, and maybe it's even the good times. You've got a friend that you can just be with, mutually love and support, but also especially during the tough times. Who is it that you lean on, supports you when you're going through it? 833-288-3986, and we will, as promised, Debbie gets to keep her word. We're going to Kelly next in Sioux City, Iowa, listening on Siouxland Catholic Radio. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to Take Two.
Hi. How are you?
Pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so happy to be on the show.
We are
I
too.
listen to you both every day. It's just been a routine that I can't miss your show. So I do my morning workout so I can make sure that I hear what you guys have to say.
Oh,
you're so
Kelly.
kind. God bless you.
Thank you. You're our new best friend.
The other day you talked about confession and just things you've helped me with to where I don't know what the answer is when people ask me that are non-Catholic. And now I'm getting more information and what I can give back to them, with the answer that they're asking me. because a lot of them don't understand about confession. So the other day when you did confession, it was just beautiful.
Oh, thank
Wow,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. And let me just share something on that if I may. Thank you for tapping into the heart of our ministry, because Jerry and I are very passionate about having sound catechesis go out on the radio airwaves. And we do this in little, kind of bite-sized pieces, because it's our faith is vast. It's huge, right? And let's face it, there's a lot of lame teaching out there, lame catechesis out there, and Jerry and I are very, very committed to having it go out. And so you just affirmed that, and we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Well, it's helped me. It's helping the people that are asking me questions, and some are family members that don't think they have to go to confession, and then I tell them what I'm listening to, and I just give them the feedback that I learned from listening, and then maybe they'll take that and take it to heart and go back to confession. I don't know. All I can do is just let them know what I know, what I've learned,
Right.
and what's working for me. And I just love going to confession because I'm also in recovery for alcoholism. I have 24 years of sobriety, and it's like doing a little mini fifth step for me. And so I have to I just love going to confession like once a month, at least. And we have a really, really good priest at our diocese, and he's very down to earth, and his homilies, and he's a teacher. He's teaching us something new every week, and then we take what he teaches us home and practice it out for the week. And we just can't get enough of him.
Boy, you are really hungry and on fire for the faith, Kelly.
I am hungry.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of things going on in my life. You wouldn't even believe it if I told you, but I won't. But my go-to person, the reason I called was because, it's a little bit off topic a little bit, but my go-to person that I did have in my life was my father. And since I was a little girl, I was a daddy's girl. My dad was Superman. He was everything to me. And anything he did, I was out messing around, hanging around him. He was a baseball coach. He had 6 sons and 2 daughters. And he took all the boys through baseball. He took a losing team and made them winners, and just all the excitement and fun. He was like the life of the party kind of guy, and very friendly and nice, and just liked people and liked life. And he always smiled. But, every time I stopped over to see him, I just knew that everything was okay. I just had this feeling come over me that everything's okay. There's Dad. I got my dad. And it's just the way he would smile at me, that I was there. And he got diagnosed 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago, with esophagus cancer, and was told that he had 90 days to live. And he lived 101 days, and I never left his side from the time that we heard the news. And I don't know how, I guess I do know how the Lord, the Blessed Mother, the angels, the saints, held me up, and they worked through me and did for me what I couldn't do for myself. They got me through it all. I was a wreck. I didn't even look like myself when I looked in the mirror. And we got everything taken care of with Dad. And then the grieving process started, and it went on for a couple years of continuously crying and just, praying and crying and begging the Lord to take the pain away. And the thought of never seeing him again was so excruciating for me. And I related to the Blessed Mother watching her son get crucifixed up to the crucifixion, and I just laid it down there. And I just learned from listening to Catholic radio different things that I could do to build me back up. And that's what I've been doing. And now I get up in the morning, I can't wait to turn on my Catholic radio station, get my cup of coffee, my dogs are right there, and listen to it, and I have aha moments, light bulbs going off. And it's like, wow, that's why that's like that, okay. And just different things that I've learned that has made me a stronger woman. I'm okay now with Dad passing. We're all going to pass someday. I'm a lot stronger because of it. But the best thing I did was he loved me, and I knew he loved me, and I loved him back.
Right.
And
Yeah.
It just came full circle.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, I just have to tell you something. You know, that's kind of my routine in the morning as well, grabbing that cup of coffee and my little Gracie's right there. And I turn on Catholic radio as well and absorb just like a sponge. I'm always learning something from who's ever on the radio. I heard a wonderful host this morning talk about, you know, Catholics voting and what it means, you know, for us as Catholics and being, you know, it was just amazing. And I was just absorbing it. So I can agree with you. A couple things real quickly. You know, we keep a prayer book for the living and the deceased. And I already put you and your dad in our book, but we would love to put him in by name because, you know, esophageal cancer is it's a tough cancer. I'm sure he went through so much. You know, when it affects the esophagus, that is really hard. And he, you know, I welled up in tears because as you identified him, as you labeled him as Superman, it is so interesting because that's how I talk about my dad that passed away, you know, 10 years ago. And you're so right. And you know what that tells me? That tells me how important our dads are that need to be in the home and be very active in their children's lives. Because we should have all supermen out there of dads in the homes and being those really strong kind of, I call them the lighthouses, the ones you can lean on, the ones you can go to at any time and they're always there and that you just can depend on them. So thank you for saying that. I think it helps other people that are listening today. And do you feel, and by the way, I want to say congratulations on the 24 years of sobriety. Way to go. You are an awesome lady, very strong. I love that about you. But are you, you feel comfortable giving us your dad's first name?
Oh, yeah. His first name is Eddie. And I also lost a brother named Eddie. And my dad's name was Eddie the Third. I've lost all three of my Eddies. And my brother Eddie, he passed away in 1983. A drunk driver took his life, and he was also somebody in the family that I felt comfortable talking to. We used to take my kids to the park, and we'd sit there in the park, and he would talk to me about some things that hurt him in the relationship that he was in with his girlfriend. He would tell me how he would have jealousy issues, and nobody in the family ever talked about topics like this or anything, but he did. And me and him had this bond, and then I lost him, and I turned to alcohol, and that's when I got in trouble with the alcohol. And then I went to an AA meeting. I was sitting in an AA meeting, and on my brother's prayer card was Francis of Assisi prayer, and that's what they were reading when I went into the AA meeting. And I put that together as a connection, and I knew I was in the right place. And I grabbed on with both hands, everything I had, and it was hard, but I got sober, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me because now I'm open. I'm open for my spirituality and my religion and my church, and you know all those times I wasn't going to church. What I do now is I go to weekday mass with my husband. He's Catholic. We do it together. We have kind of not been praying the rosary like we were, but I do pray a lot in the morning. I do my Hail Marys, Our Fathers. One of my favorite prayers is where 1,000 souls are released from purgatory. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that prayer. I pray that every morning. I pray the Memorare. My mom just pounded that into us, and I pray the Memorare for the mother to be our mother, because Jesus said she could be our mother too. And so I lean on her for my mother, and she has become my spiritual mother. And the Lord, what I lean on now, because I lost my dad and I haven't found anybody to fill that void, is that I have noticed that I am leaning more on the Lord, and I am leaning more on the Blessed Mother. I'm leaning more lately, that is just surprising to me, on St. Joseph, because he watched over the Holy Family, so I'm asking him to watch over my Holy Family and all the Holy Families out there.
Well, Kelly, So much I could say, so much. You're a beautiful, beautiful soul. I too love the Superman perception that you had of your dad. I think we all really starting out in life have that, a dad can do no wrong. Dad not only can do no wrong, but he can do anything. Dad can do anything because he's Superman. But you know what? I hear your dad's voice in you from your description of him. How he loved life, how he endured his illness, how he was just a people lover and loved by people, and he took that losing team and made it a winning team. And I can just hear his voice coming, not any kind of new age way, but I hear as you talk, I can kind of hear what he might have sounded like. And I too just want to take my hat off to you. A lot of people who are in programs of 12-step programs and so forth, when traumatic experiences come along in their lives, that's when they slip up a little bit, or maybe start to drink or do drugs again or whatever. But you had the strength, thanks be to God, to maintain your sobriety. And I know that after the fact, as you got through that, and you said it was difficult, but you had to get through the first part of it. But now, 24 years later, I know that you feel like a totally different person than you were back when you were drinking. So just really want to take my hat off to you about that. And what a great call, Debbie.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so very much. We're so glad that you listen every day. We appreciate that. And we just thank you for gracing this conversation. It was... we have a lot of Kleenex coming out for people who are remembering now their dads. And I think that's why we do this program. When you say, Jerry, that we can just, bring to light things that sometimes we forget or we take for granted or we overlook. I think it's just a beautiful way to highlight things and just get us back in a beautiful place. Let's hear what Carol has to say. And Carol's in Rochester, New York. She's been waiting so patiently, listening on Alexa. Hi, Carol. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
This is kind of a sad thing for me because I have always had a best friend that I could confide in, and two of them have died. But the one that was most steady in my life was my sister. And I don't know why, but she's not my steady friend anymore. She doesn't call. I said to her before the pandemic, I would like to come and visit. She said, my door is always welcome. I said, okay. So I said to her, I said, well, I'm ready to decide when I can come. She said, well, I don't know if you can come because the house is too small. It's the same house we've been in for years, and we had grandkids and everything. And I said, oh. She said, well, I'll let you know when you can come. And it upset me enough that I asked her, what did I do? Are you mad at me? What did I do to destroy the friendship we had? She says, oh, nothing. I'm not mad at you. But like I have a daughter, a 40-year-old daughter who is going through a very treacherous, I don't know what you call it, pregnancy. And she was in a very bad car wreck at the beginning, and then the father of her baby tried to kill her. And that's been going on, and she didn't even call to see if we're okay. And I called, and she always wants to hang up. She's busy. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but I still miss her friendship. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's hard when you don't have. I moved to New York, and I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't have any little kids. I never made friends. Never made a friend here, and it's very lonely. And my husband and I have a very rocky marriage, and so he's not my problem. But it's hard. It's always nice to have somebody. And the other thing I want to say has nothing to do with this subject. I am a cradle Catholic. I went to Catholic school all my life. And I have learned more from EWTN radio than I even knew.
Hmm.
I'm a Baltimore Catechism person. Who made you? God made you. Why did he make you? And it is so interesting to listen to the shows that you put on because I don't even know the things existed. And I'm 75 years old and I'm just learning.
Right. Carol, can I suggest a couple things? we clearly can feel your pain with this and your loneliness. Your tears are very real, and a lot of us can relate to it. Okay, it hits home. We're in the same kind of boat, and it's a good boat to be in, because you know what, we're together, and we're all kind of very deep souls with big hearts, and sometimes that's not always, given back to us in this world. But I just want to say one thing, Carol. It really helped me tremendously. One of the reasons I really got into the guardian angels was this idea of feeling alone. And I felt alone because I was the youngest of 6 kids, and there was a 6.5-year span between me and my next brother that's up the chain, and they were all gone. They were all gone. They all went to college. They all left, and I was alone in this house with my parents. That was it. And I felt it was a strange feeling. And I'll tell you though, having developed a relationship with my guardian angel and the guardian angels of others has really made me feel I feel like I'm in a crowd all the time, Carol. It's a beautiful feeling. It's very uplifting, and you never, ever, ever feel alone. So I would really encourage you to meditate on Psalm 91, pray the guardian angel prayer every day, take note every morning that your guardian angel's there, and your husband's guardian angel. You can pray to your sister's guardian angel, your daughter, everything. Okay. So you can pray to all of these people's guardian angels, and it's a beautiful thing. And you start to feel very, not smothered, but crowded in a good way. And you feel supported. Yeah. And I just want to impart that to you, Carol, because I can hear that lonely part of your heart, and I don't want that for you. What do you think, Jerry? I know you do that as well with your guardian angel.
I talk to my guardian angel multiple times during the day. I pray the guardian angel prayer in the morning. In fact, right the first thing when I get up in the morning, I may be alone in my room, but I just feel the presence of my guardian angel, and then I include that prayer. But actually throughout the day, I'm kind of having a conversation like, guardian angel, go over to that person and help them with their guardian angel, and just have that, because they love to minister. But we really, Debbie, you like to say, we have to kind of invite them, or let them, kind of give them permission, if you will. How would you say it? Even almost.
Yeah, it's an awareness. Once you have an awareness of their ministry becomes enhanced. It becomes very active. Yes, absolutely. Is that a good? Yeah. Yeah. So that would be a good. What do you think, Carol? Why don't you do what Jerry and I do?
Sounds like a good thing.
Okay. Okay. Good. You see how your voice
my
changed.
Daughter
yeah.
She's come through this pregnancy. She's in the last 3 weeks. Just say a prayer for her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Keep us posted, okay, Carol? You can call us anytime, or you can email us at take2@ewtn.com. But we will be praying, and we'll be praying to her guardian angel and the baby's guardian angel. You see, Carol, this is going to you're going to have a lot of activity in a good way of support around you and your family, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And we know the Take Two listening family, Carol, consists of prayer warriors, and you're being prayed for even right now already, and will be for quite some time. So thank you so much for joining us on the program today. We appreciate that. And you hear us, dear friends, as we talk about when we bring people onto the call, what station they're listening to. Sometimes it's Sirius XM 130, but many times, most of the times, it's on an AM or an FM station where they live. And you may know someone, or maybe you are someone who does not have a Catholic radio station yet where you live. Well, you can change that, or put together a group of people to try to change that. It takes a little bit of time. It certainly takes the blessings of God, permission of your bishop, and so forth. But if you're looking for a solid and dependable radio station, God may be calling you to that mission. Contact Jack Williams at EWTN at 205-795-5756 or jwilliams at EWTN.com.
Okay, Jerry, now we're racing against the clock, so we're going to have to share Nora's email and Rod and Matthew's comments, but let's move to Kathy, because Kathy is the recipient today of our Virtual Patience Award, and we're going to send it to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sirius XM 130, first-time caller. Hi, Kathy.
Good morning. Thank you for the award.
Yeah.
You named this program as The Bicycle Built for Two. And as far as me, I am blessed with being in a situation of the bicycle built for too many to count. I'm part of 2 communities that support me and we support each other every day through the best and through the worst. My church, and secondly, the community of Alcoholics Anonymous since 1999. So the Lord has blessed me with this huge community of people that support me. I support them. We all support each other, and really grateful for that. So that's all for me this morning, and blessings to you.
Wow, those are great blessings, Kathy, that you're talking about. I mean, if you look at the two groups that you talked about, your 12-step brothers and sisters and your church community, what are the similarities between them? There are so many of them, and among them are, trying to have, we talked about earlier about that unity among people, that unity of belief and faith and so forth. Our church community obviously is there to support us no matter what, with the sacraments and all of the beautiful teachings of our church. And then your 12-step group. I have known people in 12-step groups before, and they have told me what a tremendous blessing that is. There is certainly a spiritual component to that. And so I think those are two beautiful ways, Debbie, that Kathy stays supported by other people.
Absolutely. You can hear the gratitude in your heart, Kathy, and I'm just so glad that you waited you waited almost 30 minutes to share about your wonderful communities that you're a part of. And I think that just says so much about how the love you have and the gratitude you have in your heart, and for all the work that they're doing to support you. And that's what it's meant. That's what our world is supposed to be like. So thank you for sharing that. Maybe other groups will step up and be that supportive body for people. That's what we need, especially right now. So thank you, Kathy. Jerry, I know we have emails and comments. Can you run? You go faster than I do.
Yeah, well, Nora sent us an email, which anyone can do anytime, at take2@ewtn.com. She says, "Good morning, Debbie and Jerry. I am blessed that I found the Inspired by Faith family. That's our book club, book and fellowship club for the Take Two family. Gigi is an amazing person who is always there for me when I have a question or just need someone to talk to. Having this support during these times has been very important to me. I feel that she, along with others in the group, are helping me grow in my faith. I ask God to bless each and every one of them for them being there for me and for their patience with me. I ask a lot of questions. A special thanks to Doug, Amanda, Mary, and beautiful Gigi. I am blessed for their knowledge. Have a blessed day. In Jesus' name, Nora."
Isn't that, we love Gigi. Thank you so much. Yeah, the book club is like 250 people, I think, are in it. It's just wonderful. You can join it by going to standtalltoday.com, hit the book club tab. And Jerry, Matthew, and Rod, do you want to share those real quickly?
I can do that, yeah.
Okay.
Rod is watching on YouTube, and he says, our go-to, our support is the Rosary. EWTN Daily Mass and live chat was a special support in this difficult time. God bless EWTN. I wish the whole world listened to EWTN's many programs, specifically Mother Angelica's talks and many beautiful programs. The world would find their real creator, their love, instead of going to all the wrong places. May all find Jesus. Matthew says, "My fiance has changed my life for the better in so many ways. We're getting married next month, and I really feel it's the start of a lifelong journey to walk through heaven's gates together." Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
And Tracy, real quick, says, "My husband is my rock through all difficult times. He uses laughter to get through those cloudy days. Always remember to pray for those with hardened hearts." And that's from Tracy.
Beautiful. Okay, we have literally for like 45 seconds, and you're going to hear the closing music. But Rose, real quickly, in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Alexa, first-time caller. Welcome, Rose. I'm sorry to do it, but like 40 seconds. Tell us who's that person you lean on.
She was my husband's hospice worker. And through the whole 17 months, she took care of him in my home. She actually walked me back to the Catholic Church, walked with me through my husband's illness, and is my best friend to this very day. We pray together. She actually rents from me, so we're here at night and we pray together. We sit out on my porch and pray for a lot of different people. And yeah, it's just, she's pretty incredible. Yeah.
Rose, are you comfortable giving us your husband's first name in just a couple of seconds here?
Sure. My husband has passed away 4 years ago, but his name is Fred.
Right. We want to pray for him, and we'll pray for you and that beautiful woman who cared for him as well. Thank you, Rose. Deb, wish we had time for you. We're not going to, but another Take Two episode coming your way tomorrow. Until then, have a beautiful and blessed day.
Dr. Ray Guarendi avoiding all known forms of psychobabble. The doctor is in next on the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
Coming up later today on Cresta in the Afternoon.
We often hear cries to reclaim America and save our country from a toxic culture. Well, that's a noble goal, but we can't bless the nation if our own community, the church, is in disrepair. We have no business telling why